back to DivaDollFlawless. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my most favorite foundations, but in a powder form. Okay, so I've been doing my makeup lately, and the foundation, the liquid foundation that I've been using is the CoverGirl 3-in-1. And I've actually been setting it, and I'm noticing that no matter what, I keep going back to these same products. So what I've been setting it with is the MAC Studio Fix powders. Now these are foundation powders, so you can build them up to a full coverage foundation. You can wear them alone, you can wear them over a foundation. You can pretty much wear these any way that you would like. So as I stated, I have been wearing mine over top of a liquid foundation. But I find the trick to these so that your foundation doesn't look cakey is just the lightness, to use a light application. So when I apply these, I always use a very light touch. And as of lately, I have just been falling into all kinds of little things. I started using the sponges that come inside of these foundations. So what I've been doing is I only use it for the highlight shade. So I will apply my liquid foundation, and then I'll go in with the lighter shade. Now the lighter shade that I've been using is the Studio Fix. This is from MAC, as I just stated. It's the MAC Studio Fix foundation, and the shade that I use is NC42. This is like the perfect highlight shade for me. Now I'll go ahead and I will take the sponge. This one's a little dirty, sorry. And I will take that and just simply press that highlight shade in the areas that I want to highlight. I actually do not use a highlighting concealer when I do this. So my foundation, I have one today. As you can see, there are lighter areas in my face. I did not use a lighter concealer. I just went ahead and set that one foundation that's the same shade all over, with a different shade in different areas to give me my highlight and contouring effects. So again, I just take the little sponge, I press it down in there, and then I just simply press it into the skin. Now what I found that this does is it not only applies that product, but it does give the area a really smooth finish, and it kind of helps to melt those products together into the face, as well as also set the liquid foundation that you have on under it. Now as I stated before, you do not have to apply these with a liquid foundation. These are perfect by themselves. If you notice that these give you a powdery finish and you don't necessarily want a powdery finish but you like the coverage, then you can just go in with a setting spray. And the one that I like to use is my Mario Badescu setting spray, because it will not only just set the makeup, but it will get rid of that powdery finish and give your skin a skin-like finish, as opposed to the powder finish that a matte foundation is going to give you. So just in case you're wondering, I'm a NC44 in MAC. Now that it's the summertime, I can use a NC45. So I will use a NC45 powder foundation, this specific one, the Studio Fix. I'll use the NC45, and then I'll go in with NC42, which is the one I just showed you guys, and I'll apply that to whatever areas I want to highlight. And then I'll go in with another of the MAC Studio Fix powders, and this one is in NW45. This is what I use as my bronzer shade, and the reason why I set it like that is because it's a foundation, so it's not necessarily a bronzer, but I use it as such for the simple fact that it is a matte shade. I am finding that there are a lot of bronzers out there that are not matte. They tend to have a shimmer or a sheen to them, and I don't prefer that, not when I'm using it around the perimeter of my face. I prefer a matte finish. So this is kind of like a one-step thing. It's going to give me a little bit of coverage, but it's also going to give me that color that I like. So I use this, the NW45, as the bronzer around the perimeter of my face, and then I actually double it up and I will use it on my cheeks as a cheek color. But I've only been applying my cheek color in this area right here, not necessarily on the apples of my cheeks, but I find that I like, with my face shape, to kind of just take that bronzer or my contour and keep it centered in this area right here, and then definitely keep everything pulled back. So that's just what I like for my facial shape. Another area that I've actually been using these foundations in would be on my eyes. So I take this and I actually apply it in a crease as well and down the bridge of my nose as a contour. So these are like the type of powders that in all actuality, if you're going out and you have to take a vacation somewhere and you want to have your liquid foundation, or you just don't want to have to worry about taking all these separate products, really you could just take whatever your actual shade is and a lighter one and a darker one to contour and highlight with, and really your whole face could be done with just 3 of these powders. If you're like me, you're probably going to take your liquid foundation too, because I don't know, I just like the look that it gives when I have the liquid foundation on under it, especially if I want a more polished look or a more airbrushed and like a serious makeup look to my face. I like this, but as you can see, I have freckles and moles on my face, and you can still actually see the skin under it. So it's all about your technique. It's all about how light-handed you are. Now, some other powder foundations that I've been loving, or I really do like, are these. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powders. This is the shade Matte Tan number 35. This is like my exact shade on my face. I love this. I've been using this for years. It is like a mineral powder foundation. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put my moisturizer on, and if it's a quick day and I'm just running out, I might do a quick fill-in of the brows, put some mascara and some lip gloss on, and then I'll just go in with this. As you can see, this actually had a nice little hump to it, and I've pretty much worn that all the way down. I've hit pan on this plenty of times. I've hit pan on this and repurchased it over the years. So again, this is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powders. They are a mineral powder, and they just give the face a nice, pretty polished look. They're not full coverage, but I think that they're absolutely perfect for the summertime, or if you just want a quick look and you don't really feel like too many steps. I definitely love these. Another thing that is another powder foundation that I like are the Mineralized Skin Finish Naturals in MAC. This is the old packaging. I have so many of these that I'm still trying to hit pan on that I haven't gotten to the new packaging. And when I was at MAC, I did not like the new packaging for the simple fact that I like that you can see through these. So when I have these in my kit and I'm looking for a specific shade, I don't have to worry about flipping it over so that the name on the back shows, the shade on the back shows. I can actually just see it, pick it up, or if I'm in my vanity with my own personal collection, then I can just pick it up. So that's the only thing I wish MAC would have done, was kept the see-through windows on it, but hey, what can you do about it? As far as I know of, people do depot these and put them in the Z palettes, so that's another option as well. But again, just as the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, I love mineralized powders because they give the skin a really nice healthy finish to it, and it does polish you off and finish you off without you having to wear too much product. Now, another reason I like using these types of powders sometimes over the MAC Studio Fix powders or set it on top of my foundation is because of that pretty finish that it tends to give the skin. It's kind of like one of those things you can't really touch on, but you just know that the skin looks really healthy and really pretty when you wear it, and that's why I pretty much like these. So sometimes if I'm wearing my MAC Studio Fix powders, no matter what it's for, whether it's the highlight or the regular shade, if I'm just covering up my actual face, if I'm wearing a highlight, sometimes I'll go in with my highlight shade for the MAC Studio Fix powder. I'll apply that, and then I'll go over it with a highlight shade in the MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish Naturals, only because I like that finish that the mineral powders give. So it's all about what you're looking for, what you're in the mood for that day. Pretty much that's how I use my powder foundation. I don't use any drugstore ones. The couple that I have used, I find that sometimes the shade range isn't the best for me, and I don't know, I just kind of like what I like, and the 3 of these products have been doing it for me over the years, so I don't really have to worry about switching it up too much. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So the Sephora Micro Smooth powders, mineralized powders, the MAC Studio Fix powders, which are full coverage foundation powders as well. They can be built up. Or the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Naturals. These are my favorite foundations in a powder form that I like to use in conjunction with my liquid foundations or in place of my liquid foundations. Now on my lips, I am wearing a NYX Intense Butter Lip Gloss, and this one is in Chocolate Crepe. On my nails, I am wearing it's called Perfect Match. That's the brand. It's a gel polish, and the shade is Rose Glow. All of my rings are from Charlotte Russe, so I just wanted to throw that information in there just in case I get asked. And I hope you guys saw something that interested you or maybe learned a new trick or two. And as always, and until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a greatest day, Doll Smooches. Mwah. Bye.